tracking on my next is now text. So I'm just going to open up the text in the composition view. I'm going to go to the Animate menu and I'm going to turn on Animate tracking. So this is a little simpler than the range animation that we did before. We've just got a tracking amount, and if you click and drag on that, you can see that our text expands or contracts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my tracking fairly close together. And I'm going to start this. I want my text to appear just after the Galaxy 6 text has appeared. So I'm going to start my tracking from about frame 15. Yours might be slightly different. It doesn't really matter too much. You can change this obviously at any time if you want to. So quite early on, after the phone has just gone past my Galaxy text, I'm going to hit the keyframe button on my tracking. And then over about, I don't know, maybe up to about 3 seconds, again, I can change this all later, I'm going to expand that text out. And the other thing I want to do is I want it to sort of drift out and then slow down. So that second keyframe where my tracking has expanded right out, I'm going to right click it and go Keyframe Assistant Easy Ease. So that'll mean the tracking slows down towards the end of that keyframe. So if I just preview that, it looks a little clunky at the moment because the text just sits there, it doesn't fade in or anything. Now the other thing is, you may want to adjust the size of this font so that when it becomes fully expanded, it matches with the Galaxy. Those of you who have done typography will probably have all sorts of creative ideas about how to arrange your type and how to deal with it. I'm actually going to shrink my font size down a little bit, so I'll just double click the next is now T, and I'm just going to decrease my font size a little bit so that when it goes out to full size, it's about the same width as the other text. So let's just preview that. Okay, I'm not entirely happy with that yet, but I can change it later. So I'm just going to move on to the transparency animation next. So what I wanted is this text to fade in just after the phone has revealed the Galaxy S6 text. So in my case, it's on about frame 15. I'm going to select my next is now text and hit T for transparency. And I'm going to set the opacity down to 0 and turn on the keyframing button. Next, I'm going to go along to about 2 seconds and turn the opacity up to 100%. So it fades in as it's tracking out. So if I hit 0 on my keypad again, that looks a little better, looking a little bit tidier now.
Sorry.